The impact of performing arts has been felt in the lives of many teenagers and youths in the suburbs of Bariga, Oworu, and areas close to them in Lagos. From the streets as hawkers, scavengers, destitute, more than 400 children have now become arts ambassadors, traveling across the globe and enjoying scholarships. TVC News' Ola Awakon takes us through how these youth were able to achieve this feat.
Art has been described as a tool for development. This we discovered as TVC News set out to visit Bariga area of Lagos to see the impact of theatre and the art on children and teenagers of the community and neighboring areas. Bariga is a district and suburb in Shomolu local government area of Lagos. As these children on the street are busy playing with one another, some in the same community, through extra efforts by a young man, have chosen to take their destinies into their hands by developing themselves in the arts. Chidera Mwobodo was sent to lead us to where the lives of many children and teenagers from Bariga, Oworu and other areas have been positively turned around.
More than 400 children and teenagers are said to have been taken off the streets through the power of community art and theatre by the footprint of David Arts.
And so we were introduced to the footprint of David Arts.
Okay, so the girls will go first, then the boys, then we all do it together.
This is Sheung Awobaju, the creative director of the art company, who has chosen to give back to the society by building young talents. They were about going on a break when we arrived.
Drummers, go to your drums. Let's go.
Even the break time was fun for the young artists. A lot of acrobatics to keep the body fit. Some of these children and teenagers were once street hawkers, destitute, scavengers, disadvantaged people living under the bridge and having tendencies of becoming hooligans. But now they have been taught how to use art and theatre for development.
By God's grace, I am the coordinator here.
Sheung Awobaju explained how it started in 2005.
I started with 3 boys and a girl, and over the time, the progression keeps rising, and we are getting more attention, and so it's more like starting from the very beginning with innocent children, train them and channel them, and here we are.
Awobaju does not only teach them how to dance, act and sing, he also emphasizes on discipline, moral values and sound education.
As part of their contributions to community development, this edifice is not only used for rehearsals, it is also used for free education, which is being offered to children and teenagers of this community.
I went back to God to get a clearer direction, and the blueprint was more pronounced. So I need to guide it in jealously, introduce them to basically moral ways of living, telling them talent is not enough, you have to be this, you have to be that, controlled, reform, rebet, reshape.
Some of the members said they joined at a very tender age and they have learnt a lot about life.
I was really young when I met Footprint in my junior secondary school, and I fell in love with the traditional dance movement I saw while our boss, Mr. Sheung, was teaching us some African traditional dances in St. Louis. Then
I was 7 years when I joined Footprint. I saw them dancing beside my grandpa's house, so I told my mother, I like the way they dance, so I want to join them. I told my mother said, no, I can't join them, that I'm too small to dance. I was begging, and then my father heard about it. He said I should join. Right now, if not for footprint, I'm about to start wearing pants, my pants up and down, riding tire off the road, just walking without nothing. But footprint helped my life being here today.
Awobajo stressed on the need for communal love through art, which he said he has been able to achieve through community art festivals and interactions among the children.
Basic thing that is missing is the understanding. Yes, we are in the disadvantaged areas of Lagos. The government seems not looking in this direction, but a society without a true communalism will not produce something good.
Given the volatile nature of Bariga, some of the children said if not for their involvement in the art, they would have been into cultism, thuggery, hooliganism and other vices.
And let's say for now, I'm supposed to be working on the street, hawking and selling other stuff. But for footprint, has changed my life for good. Now I'm going to private school.
I lived in 2 places in Bariga. First of all, lived in Onipe, and in Onipe I do see some ras guys there. So and I am always afraid seeing ras guys. So I like staying indoor, not to make that connection with them, so that I will not be like them.
Many of them are on scholarships.
Since when I was in GS1, now I'm in SS2, so I've been on scholarship.
I'm on scholarship now, and everything is now going smoothly for me and my family and my friends.
The first time I wanted to travel, I was very, very happy because that time I've never even traveled to my village. Second of me traveling out away from the country. So when I was in the plane, I was so I was afraid. But when I get there, I feel very good.
While watching their dance rehearsal, I took special interest in these brothers, Rilwan and Waris Rashid, who were among the founding members of the group. The creative director spoke passionately about them, and I decided to pay their mother a visit. TVC News crew in the company of the 2 boys and Awobajo drove from Bariga to Oworo, where she resides. This is where Mrs. Habibat Rashid resides. We met her cooking. She was excited to receive us. Habibat told us how Rilwan and Waris were assisting to fend for the family by moving from one dunghill to the other as scavengers after her husband deserted them.
They used to trek from here to Bariga and stay with Uncle Sheon. They come to Oworo twice in a week. Whenever they are around here, they pick cans of star on dunghills, selling a kilogram for 40 naira, and we use the money to eat, while they take the remaining to school.
Before we joined Footprint, on this dump hill, we were picking gangster. We'll eat it till it turns to small like this. Okay. Gangster, we'll eat it and we'll put it inside like poly bag and we'll go and sell it. And after we collect the money, we use it to do some food stuff.
Ridwan there one is 7 years.
She was happy that Shewa Wobajo came to their rescue by requesting that the 2 boys join the group.
Shewa ensures that all the children in his group are educated, and we the parents are grateful for that.
Before, I cannot read like that, but when I joined, I started reading. And during the Black Heritage, during the choral festival or book festival, that was my first competition, spelling bee, and I carried first.
Before, I like fighting. So before, my dream is that I want to go and fight the street. That's what, like, you know, young chaps, that's how we think around this area. That's how we think. So, but now Footprint has changed my reasoning.
Rilwan is now 16 years old, while Waris is 12. They both joined at ages 4 and 5, respectively. They are now on scholarships and have traveled to many European countries.
I've traveled with Footprint to Germany, to Switzerland, Turkey, Amsterdam.
I've gone to Stuttgart, Düsseldorf, Cologne, Freiburg, Austria, Munich, Netherlands.
It is believed that if many art enthusiasts like Shinwa Wobayo in various communities can use the theater to effect positive changes in the form of capacity building, the country will be a better place for all. Ola Awakon, TVC News, Lagos.
What a way to impact young minds positively. We should learn from that.